Introduction. America is on the move, and some cities are growing at jaw-dropping rates. From desert boomtowns to quiet suburbs suddenly bursting at the seams, we're breaking down the fastest-growing city in all 50 states. We'll cover population growth percentages, job growth, and housing starts so you can see the full picture. All figures are approximate and based on the most recent available data. Let's dive in. Alabama. Madison, Alabama saw a population surge of approximately 18.3% over the past 5 years, making it the state's fastest-growing city. Located near Huntsville's booming aerospace corridor, job growth hit around 4.7% annually. The city permitted over 2,100 new housing starts in the past year, with subdivisions spreading rapidly across former cotton fields. Alaska, Wasilla has grown by roughly 8.2% in population over the last 5 years, outpacing every other Alaskan city. Job growth stands at about 2.1%, driven by services and retail catering to the Mat-Su Valley. Housing starts reached approximately 450 units last year, as families seek more affordable alternatives to Anchorage, just 45 minutes south. Arizona, Buckeye, Arizona is one of the fastest-growing cities in the entire nation, with a staggering 53.7% population increase over 5 years. Located west of Phoenix, the city saw job growth of 7.8% as new commercial centers opened. Over 6,500 housing permits were issued in the last year alone. Entire master-planned communities are rising from the desert floor. Arkansas, Bentonville, a major retail corporate hub, surged by approximately 25.4% in population over 5 years. Job growth clocks in at an impressive 5.9%, fueled by the corporate campus and a growing tech ecosystem. Roughly 1,800 new housing units broke ground last year. The city's investment in mountain biking trails and arts has made it a magnet for young professionals. California, Elk Grove. While many California cities are losing residents, the Sacramento suburb of Elk Grove has grown by approximately 9.6% over 5 years. Job growth in the greater Sacramento metro hit 3.2%, boosted by state government expansion and healthcare. Housing starts in the region topped 8,400 units last year as Bay Area remote workers flood in, drawn by homes costing roughly half of San Francisco prices. Colorado, Castle Rock. Castle Rock, nestled between Denver and Colorado Springs, exploded by approximately 22.1% in population over 5 years. Job growth reached 5.3%, with new retail corridors and business parks opening regularly. Around 2,400 housing starts were recorded last year. The town's scenic beauty, excellent schools, and proximity to 2 major cities make it irresistible to families. Connecticut, Stamford. Stamford has grown by approximately 5.8% over 5 years, the strongest showing in a state where most cities are stagnant. Job growth hit 3.1%, driven by financial firms relocating from Manhattan. Housing starts reached about 1,200 units, with sleek apartment towers transforming the waterfront. The city offers a compelling blend of urban energy and suburban convenience just an hour from New York City. Delaware, Middletown, Delaware surged by approximately 19.7% in population, making it the fastest-growing city in the first state. Job growth stands at 3.8% as commercial development follows the wave of new residents. Approximately 1,400 housing units were started in the past year. Its location between Wilmington and Dover, with no sales tax, makes it a sweet spot for commuters and retirees alike. Florida, St. Cloud. St. Cloud, just south of Orlando, has rocketed by approximately 32.5% in population growth over 5 years. Job growth reached 6.4%, riding the Orlando Metro's tourism and tech boom. A remarkable 3,800 housing starts were recorded last year as master-planned communities sprawl across former ranch land. With median home prices still below $400,000, it's a rare Florida bargain. Georgia, South Fulton. The city of South Fulton, incorporated in 2017, has grown by about 14.2% since its founding. Job growth is at 4.5%, benefiting from Atlanta's southward commercial expansion. Housing starts hit roughly 2,000 units, with new subdivisions and townhome communities popping up. It's one of Georgia's largest majority Black cities and a rising hub of Black entrepreneurship. Hawaii. Kapolei, known as Oahu's second city, has grown by about 11.3% over 5 years. Job growth sits at 2.9%, with new retail, healthcare, and government offices anchoring the area. Roughly 1,100 housing starts were recorded last year, including some of Hawaii's only affordable range condos. The city represents Oahu's best bet for easing Honolulu's crushing housing demand. Idaho, Meridian. Meridian has been Idaho's growth champion, surging by approximately 28.6% in population over 5 years. Job growth reached 6.1%, with tech companies and healthcare facilities moving in. Over 3,200 housing units were permitted in the last year. Part of the Boise Metro, Meridian benefits from the massive Californian and Pacific Northwest migration that has transformed southwestern Idaho. Illinois, Plainfield. While Illinois has been losing population statewide, Plainfield bucked the trend with approximately 12.8% growth over 5 years. Job growth hit 3.4%, supported by logistics, healthcare, and retail expansion. Around 1,600 housing starts were logged last year. This Will County community offers relatively affordable housing, top-rated schools, and an easy commute into Chicago. Indiana, Westfield. Westfield, on the northern edge of Indianapolis, rocketed by approximately 31.2% in population growth over 5 years. Job growth reached 5.7%, anchored by a massive sports campus and expanding commercial corridors. Over 2,200 housing starts were recorded. With a median household income above $100,000, Westfield attracts affluent families looking for new construction and top schools. Iowa, Waukee. Waukee, a western suburb of Des Moines, grew by an impressive 26.9% over 5 years. Job growth stands at 4.2%, with tech firms and financial services setting up shop along the corridor. Roughly 1,500 new housing units were started last year. Once a small farming town, Waukee now boasts a population over 25,000 and some of Iowa's highest-rated public schools. Kansas. Olathe. Olathe grew by approximately 10.4% over 5 years, leading Kansas in population gains. Job growth hit 3.9%, buoyed by major tech employers and a growing healthcare sector. The city saw roughly 2,100 housing starts last year, including a mix of single-family homes and apartment complexes. Its central position in the Kansas City metro makes it a preferred landing spot for families. Kentucky, Georgetown. Georgetown has surged by approximately 15.3% in 5 years, the fastest clip in Kentucky. Job growth reached 4.8%, heavily driven by a massive auto manufacturing plant and its supplier network. About 1,100 housing starts were recorded last year. Located just north of Lexington, Georgetown offers small-town charm paired with genuine economic muscle and a median home price around $280,000. Louisiana, Central. The city of Central, incorporated in 2005, has grown by approximately 7.4% over the past 5 years, making it Louisiana's fastest-growing city. Job growth reached 2.6%, mostly in retail and services. Approximately 650 housing starts were permitted last year. Central was born partly out of a desire for better schools, and its education system consistently ranks among the top in the state. Maine, Scarborough. Scarborough grew by approximately 8.1% over 5 years, leading Maine's modest growth picture. Job growth hit 3.3%, with healthcare, tourism, and retail driving gains. Around 480 new housing units were started last year. Sitting between Portland and the beaches of Old Orchard, Scarborough offers a rare combination of coastal beauty and economic opportunity in northern New England. Maryland, Frederick. Frederick has grown by approximately 11.5% in population over the past 5 years, the fastest pace in Maryland. Job growth came in at 3.7%, supported by military research facilities, biotech companies, and a growing downtown scene. Around 1,800 housing units were started last year. More affordable than the D.C. suburbs, Frederick attracts commuters willing to trade a longer drive for a charming historic city and lower cost of living. Massachusetts, Plymouth. Plymouth has seen population growth of about 6.4% over 5 years, leading Massachusetts. Job growth hit 2.8%, with healthcare and marine industries anchoring the local economy. Roughly 700 housing starts were recorded. Famous as a historic colonial settlement, Plymouth today is a bedroom community attracting families who want coastal living without Boston's price tag. Michigan, Canton Township. Canton Township grew by approximately 7.9% over 5 years, in a state where many cities are shrinking. Job growth reached 3.1%, with major auto manufacturers and healthcare facilities nearby. Around 900 housing starts were logged last year. Part of the western Wayne County corridor, Canton offers diverse dining, strong schools, and a median home price near $310,000. Minnesota, Lakeville. Lakeville, south of Minneapolis, grew by approximately 13.7% over 5 years, topping Minnesota's growth chart. Job growth hit 4.1%, with distribution centers, healthcare, and retail expanding rapidly. About 1,400 new housing units were started. With its top-rated schools, 44 parks, and a vibrant arts scene, Lakeville consistently ranks among the best places to live in the Midwest. Mississippi, Madison. Madison, just north of Jackson, has grown by approximately 9.3% over 5 years, the best mark in Mississippi. Job growth reached 2.9%, driven by healthcare, professional services, and retail. Around 550 housing starts were recorded last year. It's the wealthiest city in Mississippi, with a median household income near $95,000, drawing families with its excellent school district. Missouri, Wentzville. Wentzville has exploded by approximately 23.8% in population over 5 years, far outpacing every other Missouri city. Job growth hit 5.5%, anchored by a major auto assembly plant and a surge in retail. Over 2,000 housing starts were recorded last year. Located west of St. Louis, Wentzville has evolved from a rural crossroads into one of the state's most dynamic communities. Montana, Kalispell. Kalispell, gateway to Glacier National Park, surged by approximately 21.4% in population over 5 years. Job growth hit 4.3%, powered by tourism, healthcare, and a budding remote worker economy. Approximately 1,100 housing starts were logged. The downside? Median home prices have nearly doubled to around $520,000, pricing out many longtime locals in this once affordable mountain town. Nebraska, Papillion. Papillion, a suburb south of Omaha, grew by approximately 12.1% over 5 years. Job growth reached 3.6%, fueled by a nearby Air Force base and the wider Omaha tech and finance economy. About 900 housing starts were recorded. A vibrant downtown and minor league baseball park are attracting young families in droves. Nevada, Henderson. Henderson has grown by approximately 16.8% over 5 years, edging out even Las Vegas for Nevada's top spot. Job growth came in at 5.2%, with healthcare, tech, and logistics leading the way. Over 4,600 housing starts were recorded last year. Once just a bedroom community for Vegas workers, Henderson now boasts its own identity with high-end shopping, dining, and one of the safest reputations in the region. New Hampshire, Dover. Dover grew by approximately 7.6% over 5 years, the fastest growth in New Hampshire. Job growth hit 3.2%, with healthcare, tech startups, and education leading the charge. Around 520 housing starts were recorded. Situated on the Cocheco River, with a revitalized downtown, Dover offers an affordable alternative to Portsmouth while still providing easy access to both Boston and the seacoast. New Jersey, Jersey City. Jersey City has surged by approximately 10.9% in population, making it New Jersey's fastest-growing city. Job growth reached 4.6% as financial firms and tech companies continue crossing the Hudson. Over 5,200 housing starts were recorded, transforming the waterfront with gleaming high-rises. With rapid transit access to Manhattan, Jersey City has become a genuine urban destination rather than just a commuter hub. New Mexico, Rio Rancho. Rio Rancho grew by approximately 10.2% over 5 years, outpacing Albuquerque by a wide margin. Job growth hit 3.5%, with a major semiconductor facility and healthcare as major employers. Approximately 1,600 housing starts were logged. With a median home price around $310,000, it's one of the Southwest's more affordable growing cities. New York, Saratoga Springs. Saratoga Springs grew by approximately 8.7% in 5 years, a notable accomplishment in a state experiencing population decline. Job growth hit 2.9%, with tourism, tech, and semiconductor manufacturing fueling the economy. Around 680 new housing units were started. Known for horse racing and mineral springs, this upstate gem is attracting remote workers and retirees alike who crave small city culture. North Carolina, Holly Springs. Holly Springs, in the Raleigh-Durham Triangle, has skyrocketed by approximately 29.8% in population over 5 years. Job growth reached 6.7%, driven by biotech, pharma, and tech companies. Over 2,800 housing starts were recorded last year. While neighboring towns get plenty of attention, Holly Springs has quietly become one of the hottest zip codes in the entire Southeast. North Dakota, Watford City. Watford City exploded by approximately 34.1% over 5 years, fueled by the Bakken oil boom's second wave. Job growth hit 7.2%, almost entirely driven by energy extraction and support services. Around 500 housing starts were recorded, though many are modular or prefabricated structures. It's a modern-day boomtown, where a fast food worker can earn over $20 per hour. Ohio, New Albany. New Albany surged by approximately 24.3% over 5 years, making it Ohio's fastest-growing city. Job growth hit an astounding 8.1%, thanks to a massive chip fabrication campus under construction nearby. Over 1,800 housing starts were recorded. Once a quiet equestrian community east of Columbus, New Albany is now at the center of Ohio's tech renaissance. Oklahoma, Yukon. Yukon, a western suburb of Oklahoma City, has grown by approximately 13.5% in population over 5 years. Job growth reached 4.1%, with aerospace, logistics, and retail expansion leading the way. Approximately 1,200 housing starts were recorded last year. Known for its Czech heritage and a famous flour mill, Yukon blends small-town character with big city proximity. Oregon, Bend. Bend has grown by approximately 18.9% over 5 years, the fastest pace in Oregon. Job growth hit 5.1%, driven by outdoor recreation, tech, healthcare, and craft brewing. About 2,100 housing starts were recorded, though building can't keep up with demand. The median home price has soared past $650,000. Bend's stunning mountain setting makes it one of the most desirable addresses in the Pacific Northwest. Pennsylvania, East Whiteland Township. In Pennsylvania's slow-growth landscape, the western Philadelphia suburbs around East Whiteland Township have seen about 8.5% growth in 5 years. Job growth reached 3.4%, anchored by pharma companies and healthcare systems along a major suburban corridor. About 950 housing starts were recorded in the greater Chester County area. Excellent schools and pastoral landscapes keep demand for homes extremely high. Rhode Island, Cranston. Cranston edged up by approximately 4.8% over 5 years, the best growth rate in the nation's smallest state. Job growth hit 2.4%, with healthcare, retail, and small manufacturing contributing. Around 380 housing starts were recorded last year. Sitting just south of Providence, Cranston benefits from the state capital's resurgence while offering more affordable housing and a strong Italian-American cultural identity. South Carolina, Fort Mill. Fort Mill has grown by an astonishing 41.2% over 5 years, making it one of the fastest-growing cities in the entire eastern United States. Job growth reached 7.3%, with major financial firms establishing operations. Over 3,400 housing starts were recorded. Just across the border from Charlotte, North Carolina, Fort Mill offers South Carolina's lower taxes with access to a major metro's job market. South Dakota, Harrisburg. Harrisburg, just south of Sioux Falls, has boomed by approximately 38.6% over 5 years. Job growth hit 5.8%, riding the Sioux Falls economic engine of healthcare, banking, and ag tech. Around 800 housing starts were recorded last year. With a population that has tripled since 2010, Harrisburg is proof that even the Great Plains can produce genuine boomtowns. Tennessee, Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet, east of Nashville, surged by approximately 27.4% in population over 5 years. Job growth reached 6.3%, boosted by major distribution centers and Nashville's sprawling economy. Over 2,600 housing starts were recorded. With music industry professionals and tech workers both calling it home, Mount Juliet reflects Nashville's remarkable transformation into a top-tier American boomtown region. Texas, Salina. Salina, north of Dallas, has achieved a mind-blowing 115.4% population growth over 5 years, making it arguably the fastest-growing city in America. Job growth hit 9.8%, with commercial development racing to keep up with rooftops. Over 5,800 housing starts were recorded in a single year. What was a small farming community of 6,000 people a decade ago now has over 30,000 residents and counting. Utah, Lehi. Lehi, situated in Utah's Silicon Slopes, has grown by approximately 36.7% over 5 years. Job growth clocked an impressive 8.4%, led by major tech companies and hundreds of startups. Over 3,100 housing starts were recorded last year. Lehi's transformation from a sleepy farming town to a tech powerhouse is one of the most dramatic economic stories in modern American history. Vermont, South Burlington. South Burlington grew by about 5.2% over 5 years, the strongest showing in Vermont. Job growth hit 2.3%, supported by a major medical center and a growing food tech scene. Around 350 housing starts were recorded, constrained by strict zoning and limited land. Vermont's commitment to preserving rural character means even its fastest-growing city expands slowly by national standards. Virginia, Ashburn. Ashburn in Loudoun County has grown by about 17.6% over 5 years. Job growth reached 5.9%, driven by its status as one of the world's largest data center corridors. Roughly 70% of the world's internet traffic flows through this area. Over 3,500 housing starts were recorded last year. A new metro extension, has only accelerated growth in this already booming Northern Virginia community. Washington, Puyallup. Puyallup, in the South Puget Sound, grew by approximately 14.8% over 5 years. Job growth hit 4.6%, with logistics, healthcare, and military-related industries near a major joint base driving gains. Roughly 1,900 housing starts were recorded. With a median home price near $520,000, steep but far below Seattle's $850,000, Puyallup is a release valve for the overheated Seattle market. West Virginia, Martinsburg. Martinsburg grew by approximately 6.1% over 5 years, a standout in a state battling population decline. Job growth reached 2.4%, with major consumer goods manufacturers, federal agencies, and logistics companies providing stable employment. Around 480 housing starts were recorded. Its commuter rail connection to Washington, D.C., makes it the easternmost affordable commuter option for federal workers, with homes still under $250,000. Wisconsin, Sun Prairie. Sun Prairie, east of Madison, has surged by approximately 16.4% in population over 5 years. Job growth hit 4.5%, benefiting from the University of Wisconsin ecosystem and a massive healthcare IT campus nearby. About 1,300 housing starts were recorded. Its quirky claim to fame? It's the birthplace of artist Georgia O'Keeffe and hosts one of Wisconsin's largest 4th of July celebrations. Wyoming, Cheyenne. Cheyenne has grown by approximately 9.1% over 5 years, leading Wyoming's modest population gains. Job growth reached 3.3%, anchored by an Air Force base, state government, and a growing data center industry. Around 600 housing starts were recorded. As the state capital and largest city, Cheyenne offers the most diverse economy in a state heavily dependent on energy extraction. Top 5 fastest growing overall. Let's recap the top 5 fastest growing cities across all states. Number 1, Salina, Texas, at 115.4% growth. Number 2, Buckeye, Arizona, at 53.7%. Number 3, Fort Mill, South Carolina, at 41.2%. Number 4, Harrisburg, South Dakota, at 38.6%. And number 5, Lehi, Utah, at 36.7%. The Sun Belt and tech corridors continue to dominate America's growth story. Key trends driving growth. Several clear patterns emerge from this data. First, suburban cities on the fringes of major metros are consistently the fastest growers. Second, tech hubs and military or defense communities see the strongest job growth. Third, states with lower taxes and business-friendly policies are winning the population race. And finally, housing construction is struggling to keep pace with demand nearly everywhere. Conclusion: America's fastest-growing cities tell a fascinating story about where we're headed as a nation. Whether it's tech-driven growth in Utah, energy booms in North Dakota, or Sunbelt migration in Texas and Florida, these cities are shaping the future of American life. All data is approximate and based on the most recent available estimates. If you found this video valuable, hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments. Does your city make the list?